Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Live with Alan and Greg and our guest, Bookless Pete, all the way from Madrid. I'm a little envious of you being in Madrid. So maybe later on we can talk about that. So how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing great. It's getting very chilly here. But
is it getting chilly in Madrid?
the last 2 days have been very cold. I didn't even want to leave the house much today. But we still got sunlight. We still got clear blue skies. It's good.
Yeah, we have. You dropped your microphone, I think.
Yep.
Raining in Portland for days, but
yeah,
romantic.
We've had we're getting close to freezing weather down in Virginia. It was
Wow.
36 degrees when I woke up.
Oh, Lord.
Taking my walk the other day.
Oh, well, I guess I can't complain in that case.
Yeah, me neither.
How cold is Madrid?
Oh, it's not like that. It's in the low 50s.
No, that's nothing.
I know.
I'm
a bit spoiled.
At most, a sweater.
Yeah, exactly. Just my little windbreaker.
Yep.
Nice.
So, hello, Pat. We got Pat down
Pat.
here.
Let me see, Pat.
Got Debs.
Oh,
hello, Debs.
Oh, great. Representing.
We got some other people in the chat room,
Nottingham.
and they can. Oh, here's another one coming in to say hello. Constance Campbell. Hello, that settles it. Another pot of coffee, raining and gray and windy. Oh, my. Feels like 40s. I can't remember where Constance is from.
I think Tennessee.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I talked to her. She come in her extraordinaire, and we chat and Buddy Reed.
Mm-hmm. Got Jenny.
You get
Jenny's in
Jenny. Oh, hey, Jenny.
Scotland, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jenny.
And William from Indonesia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're getting an international show. This is not our usual time, so
right.
We get a. I like it doing it this way sometimes because you get a whole different group of guests in your chat room.
Yeah,
so you get to visit different parts of the world.
More
European. Do you get disappointments
definitely.
from your? Do you disappoint your regular viewers who are used to seeing you in the evening on the East Coast?
Some of them say they miss it because they're working, but you got to spread it out against, show the whole world. I think so.
Exactly. They can watch the replay. I set up notifications for myself all the time to watch many different chats, but somehow I always come in at the end. It seems like in the last 20 minutes.
We always accommodate the guest.
Yes.
Well, that's good to know. I appreciate you doing it at this time for me.
Sure.
Although it was a little confusing for me because we just had our time change yesterday, and you guys don't have yours till next week, which is a brilliant way to set it up for the world. For anybody trying to do work internationally this coming week, a lot of people are going to be an hour off no matter where they are.
Yeah.
Or everyone could just go to Greenwich Mean Time.
It might be the best solution.
It might be a weird way because you'll be going to work at like 4 a.m. and whatever.
Yeah. But everybody will be on the same system, which would be less confusing. I'm not a fan of the time change. I don't know anybody who is, but.
Yeah, here's Deb saying, except me, I get to do it at 1 a.m.
Right.
Well, that was Deb's choice. We would have done it whatever time she wanted to, but she's like Gareth. She's like, sit up in the middle of the night.
Well, I missed that one too. I wanted to see that one, but I just finished watching this morning. I just finished watching Last Week with Jack. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago? I guess.
No, it was 2 weeks ago. So we took a Monday off.
Oh, right.
because we do that every month. I like to take a night off just because I like a night off.
Why not? Yeah. That was a good one though.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys been doing? How long have you guys been doing this actual show together?
Is it 3 years? 3 years in December?
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah. A couple hundred shows.
Yeah, we might have one of the longest running live shows around.
The longest running one that I'm aware of. They're fun. I like it. I like to see my different favorites interacting together.
Yeah.
My different favorite
fun.
YouTube stars.
I like to call it my pub night, where you get to invite your friends over, and
yes,
if you were in the same town, of course,
right,
you gather together and have some beer and chicken wings or something.
Yeah, and we talk about trying to organize a little bit and do it from a pub. I could do it from a pizza place. They have a big backyard area, and I could find a spot to do it.
Oh, everybody in their own pub?
Right.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that you would get copyright strikes on music if they're playing music in a pub.
Yeah. This is really a pub or a sports bar. It's more neighborhood. They have like regular TV, but no big screens or anything. Yeah, I'd be embarrassed to do it in a pub with all the noise and.
Yeah. Well, I can barely do a walking one. If anybody's within 500 yards, I start getting self-conscious about speaking, and I've done a couple now though, and people like them, but it's easier to do it in my room with hidden away.
I like doing vlogs though around Portland and bookish events, or at this point I vlog anything. I'm surprised I don't vlog my lunch all the time.
Do you edit them, or do you just run the camera for a while, 20 minutes or so, and call it good?
Try to edit a bit, but if it's a big crowd, I'll just like hold the camera there and just rush through it. So, but you know what you mean about being like self-conscious when you're or around kids. If kid pop up, okay, up here,
Yeah. I don't like to accidentally capture other people who haven't given permission either.
Yeah,
people don't mind.
I actually was asking ChatGPT about that because I did some vlogging of the protest that I went to 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And of course, you're walking around, you're showing people on this, and you do not have explicit permission. And the at least ChatGPT says, if you're out in public, there is no reasonable belief that you cannot be filmed.
Right.
Now, I can't remember the exact term, but there are some times when if what you're doing could get them in legal trouble or something, like, like you're filming them trespassing, and you potentially could have problem with minors. Children. I know I did that when I had a picture. There were people dancing to ABBA's Dancing Queen, just having a great time. But when I posted it, I muted it just because I don't want a copyright strike, and I cut off the last 4 seconds because a child on her, father was carrying a child on his shoulders, and I don't want anyone saying, "Oh, you're showing children on your video."
Yeah.
So it's not worth it.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
In a crowd, if it's a crowd, I'll just plow through and not really worry about it.
Yeah, I think if you're not intentionally focusing on people, like look at that guy, look at that kid,
right? You just pass,
just walking through.
You're covered.
Yeah. the point of your video is just to be walking and talking, not to dox people. I think you're fine.
Right. That's good. Oh, we have some more comments. Yeah, William, I believe he was a guest on our first open mic night. He showed up.
Wow. Oh, neat.
2023.
Hey, William.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I get self-conscious on my own. I love your blogs, Alan, and I enjoy Greg's walks. Hey, Hannah. Hannah's here.
All right.
Ooh, I remember I asked Gemini the same questions during my trip to the Netherlands. Been back about 3 days. Yeah, he mentioned that in our last live that he went to the Netherlands. Lucky you.
Very nice. How was it there?
No. All right, Pete. Well, we're hitting about 10 minutes. I usually allow people some time to show up before we start talking about the books, because they when we start talking about books right away, they say, "Oh, it's already over."
People miss it. Yeah, exactly. Well,
as a guest, you get to talk first about books you're currently reading or recently read that you want to talk about.
I've actually got 4 books going. I've got 2 audiobooks and 2 print books. I don't usually listen to audio, but I'm listening to A Night in the Lonesome October. Is a Lasny book.
Okay. Yeah, I know about that one.
Yeah, it's very popular with people, and people recommend it to me a lot. I have to be honest and say it's not enjoying it all that. It's interesting. It's interesting enough to keep going with, but it's divided into 31 chapters for October. It's kind of a pastiche, kind of like early Philip Jose Farmer stuff, and a couple other people have done these things where they do sort of copyright safe versions of famous characters. Like there's a Dracula character called the Count, and there's a character called the Detective that is obviously Sherlock Holmes, and it's written from the point of view of the familiars, and they're on some kind of quest to do something. And that's why I think I'm still reading, because the rules are kind of slowly being unveiled, and I think it's going to lead me to the final end of the book to find out what they're all on about. They're collecting body parts and goofy stuff. It's okay. It's interesting. I know people who really, really love it, though, and I'm waiting to see if there's something more to it than that. And I'm reading Villette. I got started late on it. Villette by Charlotte Bronte. It was my big project for Victober.
Yeah,
but I'm behind that. Yeah, it's actually great. She's a wonderful writer. I've read her other books and her sister's books, of course, and it's very much it's very character driven. It's like character portraits and things like that. Not much of a story. The narrator goes to this town, and she comes into some falls on hard times, and has to take a teaching job in this city called Villette, which is I think is a stand-in for Brussels, if I'm not incorrect. And it's about her life there and all the people she meets, and it's very engaging. It's a lot of atmosphere and things. So I am enjoying that.
I remember there's like some French in it too, like paragraphs of French that I didn't know. Am I remembering correctly? In the edition,
I haven't. Yeah, maybe a line or two. I haven't noticed that much, but it is a French-speaking country that she's in, and she's kind of struggling. The main character's name I can't remember at the time, but it's first-person narrator, and she's struggling a bit with the language. So yeah, there is some of that. Come to think of it now.
Now, are you a fan of her sister's Wuthering Heights?
Oh yeah, that's the one I got started with. I think.
Me too. I love that book. Some people don't
Amazing book. I know. Some people I admire don't like that book. Some people I admire hate that book, and I don't really get it, because I thought it was fantastic. Of course, I read it when I was pretty young, so I don't know if my opinion would have changed. But I'll probably read that next, since now I've gone through all the other Bronte books.
Yeah, the Heathcliff, that character, he's pretty rough, but I don't know, something about him, the gothic weirdness of it, I don't mind.
A few years ago, I was listening to the audiobook, and I just lost. I mean, somewhere about quarter of the way, I just lost interest. I just said, nah, I have better things I could be doing.
Yeah, was that the? It's funny because I tried to listen to the audiobook a few years ago too, one version of it, and I could not get into the audiobook either, even though I'd read the book before. And I thought, well, this is just not the right time for it. So I don't know if that was the same narrator or not.
Maybe it's just a bad audio. I mean, sometimes if the narrator is not really into the text, you can tell. They're just functionary and reading it, and it's fine. But I think that may have been part of it. So I might try it again someday, because I keep hearing lots of people love that book. But again, a lot of people hate that book.
Yeah.
It is surprisingly divisive.
I like the book, the audio. I like the BBC series and movies. I went through a whole compare and contrast of it a few years ago for Victober. But I read it late in life. Like, that's one of the one of the gaps in my. I just got around to reading like War and Peace a few years ago. I don't know why I waited to my late 50s to read it. Now I've read it twice, and we'll read it again.
Well, most of the great books that I read when I was like 18 to 21, and then there's a big gap until just a couple of years ago. I'm trying to get back into them, but
it's kind of why I put classics in my channel name, because I want to read more. Wanted to read more, not that I know about them,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do that with my channel a lot more too. That was kind of my intent. This was going to be my channel where I read a lot of the world great literature, and instead I'm just reading a ton of Robert Howard and pulp stuff, and
me too.
Yeah.
Well, not Robert Howard, but that's another gap in mine. I know Greg's read all that.
I have not read all Robert E. Howard. He wrote a lot in his short life.
Yeah.
I finished the 3rd volume in the Conan series earlier in September, and I don't know if I'm going to deliberately read more Robert E. Howard. I mean, it was good. I mean, he was a good storyteller.
Yes. I'm reading. The other book I'm doing this month is the Sailor Steve Costigan stories by Robert Howard, the boxing stories.
Okay.
And they're really fun. They're well written, and they're humorous, and it's a completely different kind of register writing vernacular than he uses than the sword and sorcery stuff, of course. So I find those a lot of fun, and so I read a couple of those at a time, and trying to get through those by the end of the month as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's basically all my reading. Going forward, I'm going to try and stay away from projects for a while. I got a couple of things on my TBR, and kind of just go my own way until maybe June on the Range or something, and then I'll get back into the swing of the events.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Okay.
I try to leave like a wiggle room, I call it, so I can mood read a book. Like, for example, I'm reading. I just got done. I want to on audio. I want to re-listen to the last few chapters of The Dispossessed by Le Guin.
Oh, right. Yeah,
it's pretty really deep book for me. About anarchy and the 2 different planets, and male female relations. That's really something.
Just wait till you read Left Hand of Darkness, between relationships between sexes.
Yeah, that's on my TBR too. Thanks to you.
So let's say hi to Riff Raff. reads.
Hey, Riffraff. Reads?
Yeah, he's new.
He's been here before.
Yeah.
William says, I hope to be on Gareth and Dave's live stream in November. I told Gareth I'm good for 90 minutes. Yeah, I'd have to tell him that too. Otherwise, I'd be there for 4 hours. Hardly enough time for biscuits and mischief, William. Villette was my Victober plan. I haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't read it since I was young, says Hannah.
But at least you read it once. Austen or Bronte, I think they kind of get lumped together, but I think they're quite different. The Bronte sisters versus Jane Austen.
Oh, yeah.
I've only tried to read one Jane Austen, and I just don't see the appeal of her storytelling style. I know Too Tight-Lautrec basically goaded me into promising to read Emma.
Right.
Before Jane Austen July. So I'm gonna have to read it because I got goaded in, but I will see. It's just something about her style that just does not appeal to me as a reader.
Well, Charlotte Bronte agreed with you, by the way. There's you can look it up online. Google Charlotte Bronte and Jane Austen, and someone highly recommended she read Pride and Prejudice, and she wrote back and she said, I read it and I just don't get it. What's the big deal? But I read it this year, Pride and Prejudice, because I had the same thing with Austen. Just never really got into it. And I worked hard to get into it this time, and I did enjoy it fairly well. But I wanted to give it a very fair reading because it means so much to so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was nervous about the video. In fact, I worked harder on that video than anything because I didn't want to make any mistakes, like get characters' names wrong or anything. So I made a big list of everything I wanted to talk about because I know so many people know that book so well. They read it every year, and then nobody watched the video, so it didn't matter.
Well, but my problem is that she's very subtle.
Yeah.
Unless you're sort of familiar with what she's satirizing, you don't see the humor in it. I mean, I don't know.
I think you're right. That's why I reread it, and I tried to read it real carefully because when I read it when I was 18 or 19 or something, I didn't get it all. I was like, who cares about these selfish middle class people with their trivial problems, and who cares who gets married to who? And I didn't know anything of the background. I hadn't read widely, about the era or anything, and it makes a lot more sense with a little more knowledge going into it than just on the surface level. So I enjoyed it on that level. I enjoyed it on the cultural level reading it this time.
Now they'll have to do a little bit of pre-reading for Emma, get more in tune with that era of what's going on.
Yeah, might help. Yeah, I haven't read that one. It looks like it's the longest one to me, Emma, so that's probably why I avoided it. I read a couple of the others, but I haven't read all of them for sure.
Yeah, I have a collected Jane Austen novels book, a real thick one.
Does it have Lady Susan in it? Oh, he's gone. Lady Susan is good because it's a
complete novels. Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. Lady Susan, yeah. Yep, the last one.
That's only like 60 pages or something. So that's something I recommend people read if they would just want to get a flavor of her style. And I think it's a really good story. It's got a villain in it. So
okay,
one of the things I like to read. I won't say who it is, but
yeah, I've read Emma and liked it. Wouldn't hurt me.
Alan, have you read Emma? Because I thought you promised to read that book too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember it. I just remember like the clueless plot line of it, the movie, and so I'd reread it with you. You have to find time to do it. Make time.
Austen novels translate well to screen adaptations.
Yes, they definitely do. Tale of Genji and King Sorrow. Wow, those are definitely our two mammoths. Anybody else reading King Sorrow?
I'm not planning on reading King Sorrow. I've read a couple of Joe Hill's books. I liked his first novel, the one with the Jack and what?
Oh, I was going to say Nosferatu, but I don't know. I don't know his work that well.
I read that.
And then I read a couple more, and he started writing too much like his father. And parts of it just did not gel with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing things about King Sorrow, though.
Good things or bad things?
Good. Like Chris reviewed it, Liminal Spaces, and then another bigger booktuber. I don't subscribe to him, but he does a lot of reviews. He loved it. It's no spoiler. It's about they conjure up a dragon. The dragon's on the cover of the book, but it's a real big one too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someday, but it's I read Nosferatu, which was okay. I mean, I didn't dislike it. It just
it's a weird one.
Didn't hit me. Then I read The Fireman, which is sort of a post-apocalyptic. And again, it just was okay. It didn't strike me as great, and a lot of it just reminded me of his father's earlier work.
Oh,
because I know he published under the name Joe Hill to separate himself from his father, saying like, I want to be my own writer. I don't want to be Stephen King's son.
Right.
And I think he was doing good in his early books. He had a short story collection, 20th Century Ghost, or was it 21st Century Ghost? I don't remember which one it is, but some of those are some pretty good short stories. In his first novel, I wish I could remember his the name of that novel, but I don't offhand.
Heart-Shaped Box.
Heart-Shaped Box. That's it.
That
was a pretty good one.
About a rock star.
Yes.
Oh, is it? Is it a horror novel about a rock star?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. Reading that. Libro.
Yeah, the Tale of
he would eat up Austen's characters for dinner.
Well, that's true.
Hey, Michelle. Hello. All right, Pete. Any other books? Do you want to highlight before we go on?
Me?
Yep.
Oh, I just started reading a collection of stories I've never read Jeffrey Deaver's novels, but I've got his story collection also on audio that I'm listening to. It's called Twisted, and those are pretty good. They all have a twist. I picked that up from Kevin. Kevin Toll is reading that on his channel, so I thought I'd get that too to read in between, listen to, and while I'm walking around doing stuff. I think that was it.
Now, Jeffrey Deaver had a character in one of his series where he's paralyzed from the neck down. Basically a head and a brain and a head solving crimes.
Right. I think I saw the movie. There was one movie adaptation of that character, the Bone Collector, I think.
Right. Bone Collector.
Where he's played by Denzel Washington. But he's got about 4 series. I think that's his main series, but I don't know if I'll ever get around to it. But I'm enjoying his short stories.
Yeah, I read a couple of his books. I've read a lot of crime fiction my past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you name somebody from Michael Connelly to, I don't know, anybody. There's one guy I like, I forget his name, John, I can't even pronounce it. It's like Lei something, and San Francisco detective. But I spent a little bit of time in jails and prisons back in like the 90s, and I did a lot of like crime fiction reading. I ended up being a librarian or a teacher, so give me a lot of opportunity to read.
Yeah. Well, there's so many crime writers out there. I don't think I'll ever get to the end of them, and I prefer the older ones.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Like procedurals or private eyes or.
Well, like I'm reading Ed McBain now.
Yeah, that'd be a procedural kind of.
Yeah, mostly I haven't read those. I read a lot of Jim Thompson and Patricia Highsmith and people like Ruth Rendell, just kind of I guess not mystery novels, but crime novels. But I like the procedurals too. I like Agatha Christie. I went through a period of those where I read all those.
How about like
I do.
How about like a James Ellroy?
Yeah, I read a couple of those. Those are good.
Yeah, real style, you know.
Yeah, he definitely does. And
well, his later books have a style. His earlier books are more traditionally written.
Oh, really?
The story that I heard is that when he submitted his manuscript for, was it White something? I have it on my shelf.
Oh.
Let me find the title here. Elroy. Where is this one?
He gets his letter out.
Yeah.
White Jazz.
White Jazz?
To his publisher. And it was like 700 pages long or something, 800 pages.
Wow.
And his publisher says, you've got to cut this. And he says, you can't cut any of the story out. It's all important. And the publisher, well, you're going to have to cut. So what he started doing is cutting his style to this very clipped style.
On
the QT.
And after, I guess it just took off. And now he only writes that way. And now he can publish 708-page novels. They allow it now.
Oh, right. Of course. Once you get to a certain level.
Right.
They don't edit anymore.
I have to get to.
All right. So, Alan, what have you been reading?
Well, I finally finished. Well, it really didn't take me all that long, but I finished The Secret of Secrets, Dan Brown. Really enjoyed that. Still, we're going to finally get through JR. Been reading that for a few months.
I have 25 pages left.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your buddy read. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple
read, but everyone else dropped out.
They're still reading. They're still in the group, but then I was telling you guys about the Dispossessed. I'm finally getting around to Le Guin. I'm going to read more sci-fi in 26.
That's a really ambitious book, The Dispossessed.
Yeah, I'll have to really reread it because I only listen to the audio, and sometimes I listen to that and put the timer on when I go to sleep. You know, that's kind of unfair. I have to get up and re-listen to it. But very interesting. Makes you think a lot. And I was surprised at a lot of other things. Like almost shocked. Kind of pricked my ears. So I liked her. What else?
Well,
go ahead.
Isn't the subtitle of that book an ambiguous dystopia?
I don't know.
The subtitle of
I think so.
Yeah, I don't have the book, just the audio. But But I need to spend more time with it.
Yeah.
Even like I like to learn more about authors. I know she was like born from Portland, Oregon, where I'm at. I don't even know what year it was written.
60s.
Yeah, I would say late 60s probably. I think it's more recent than, I think Left Hand of Darkness is earlier, right?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, Greg recommends that one too.
Late 60s, early 70s is the range for those
the Dispossessed. Definitely. Yeah, I think Left Hand of Darkness is a little more accessible just as a read. Because it's limited to a couple of characters, and Dispossessed is really complex, long, complex book.
It is quite philosophical and all about anarchy, and boy, she's really writing ahead of her time too, with morals and things and attitudes, modern attitudes. But a lot of things makes you think.
Now you're making me feel like I should read it again.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably be one of those books that I immediately reread after I read it, because I'm not getting as much out of it as I should, because it's an audio book. And so, like, I feel like Shadow Ticket, I listened to that and I could almost immediately reread that one too, because I didn't really get as much out of it as I feel I should have. Or I should take notes. Yeah, the new latest Pynchon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Greg read it too.
I read it too. Yeah. I was not hugely impressed with Shadow Ticket. I mean, it's a better novel than a lot of contemporary novels are. But it's you can still see the brilliance of Pynchon. But he's 88 years old. Amazing. And I just didn't feel like he was working as hard as he did in some of his other books. Now, the true Pynchon fans are loving it. Of course, they're Pynchon fans, and they're going to love everything that he produces, pretty much. But,
yeah, he brought in a character from
Against the Day.
Yeah, like
Lou something.
Lou Best Night.
Something like that. Lou
brought
something.
him in the beginning, then in the end again too. And I like the wiki is only halfway done. They're still, of course, trying to figure it out. And
the thing is, I'm not that kind of reader anymore, where I'm going to go through a chapter and fully understand every nuance or try to grab every nuance. Right. I'm just not interested in that type of reading anymore, for the most part.
Yeah, I don't think Shadow Ticket is, from what I just gleaned from, is not like as or like Gravity's Rainbow or Against the Day, as far as like minutia and that. It was more of a straight up kind of detective story. Although I did get lost in how he found the heiress and getting her back to the States and that, but it was an interesting read.
It was good. I'm glad. So say hi to Lee.
Glad you read it. Hi, Lee.
And Jenny said, why publicize that you're Stephen King's kid if you don't want to stay separate? Well, he did want to stay separate for initially. But what happened was he went out in public, and someone says, "You really look like Stephen." Can you get a picture of him?
Exactly.
He looks just like his father.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he published his first few stories, not telling people, and he got them published on his own in his own merit without telling people who his father was. So that's good for him.
Well, I know one person who claims he likes Joe Hill and he hates Stephen King. So I don't know. I've never read Joe Hill, and I've stopped reading Stephen King a long time ago. So I'm almost as ignorant there as I am of Pynchon, which I've never read, except that first, The Crying of Lot 49. I think because it was short. I tried to read the other early ones, and then I read that, and I could never really stick with it. But maybe someday, if he stops writing them.
Well, we're doing Gravity's Rainbow in January and February.
Yep.
Want to join us?
Probably not.
Yeah, I understand.
I started that one. I started V. Yeah, that's as far as I got. It's a hard go for me, but not everything is to everybody's taste.
Right.
So Libro says Patricia Highsmith unsettles for her realistic portrayal of human nature, like Howard, a great Texas. Patricia Highsmith, was she Texas or was she British? I can't remember.
No, she was from Texas. She was long-term expat.
Okay.
Oh.
So she did live in England.
Yes, Germany, England. Yeah, at the end, probably England. I think yes.
That's what he says right there. Yeah, but I'm like,
yeah.
She's like, okay. Michelle says, has anyone read Number 9 Dream by David Mitchell? I'm a huge John Lennon fan, so I bought this book at an auction, but I haven't read it. It's on my list for the end of the year or first. I have not read it.
I'm just hearing about it. I'm a huge Lennon fan too.
I'm completely ignorant of Leonard of David Mitchell as well. I really don't know anything after 1980. Sad to say.
All right, Alan. Anything else you want to highlight before we get on to what I've been reading?
No, because it's too far in the future. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. On audio, I finished Berlin Diaries by William Shirer.
Ooh,
yes. Now, William Shirer is better known for his mammoth and excellent Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
Oh.
Which is one of the best histories of Germany during World War II.
Incredible.
He was an American journalist correspondent living in Germany during the war. And this is his diary of what was going on. And now he mentioned, or it was mentioned, that he wrote this diary sort of with the anticipation that it'd be read and published. A lot of times you write a diary, it's just for your own notes, but he says, I think I'm going to need this. So it's a pretty detailed diary, still a little dry in places, but it's scary, the parallels of what were going on in Germany and what's going on in the United States right now, how closely they're paralleling each other. So it really kind of was an awkward list. It's like, wow, don't people pay attention to what went on before? So I can highly recommend it. It's also only the first half of his diary because they broke up the audiobook into 2 volumes.
They're doing that a lot now.
They are. I mean, what is the book? Shogun by James Clavell.
Yeah.
I have the audiobook as 1 book. And now if you want to buy it, you have to buy twice because it's like.
Yeah.
Now, the only difference is it is a 60-hour audiobook. So I can sort of understand, like, you're putting in a lot more time into creating this book. And do you want to sell it at the same price as a 15-hour audiobook,
Yeah.
You can sort of see where they're going, but
yeah, it's frustrating though, because it is half of a story. I mean, Shogun is 1 novel.
It is
long, but you don't want to just buy that and think, oh great, here I've got it. I paid my $30 for Shogun, and you actually paid $30 for half of Shogun.
Oh.
Or however much they are now. I don't have an Audible account anymore, so I don't know what they are.
Yeah, they're like 15.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I on my audio, I have the yearly subscription to Audible.
So you pay like 7, huh?
So I pay $229.50 once a year. but I get 24 books or 24 credits.
Mm-hmm.
So that comes out to less than $10 per book, which is actually extremely reasonable.
Oh yeah, they just gave me a smoking deal, $7.95 for 3 months because they wanted to give me back. So I said, yeah, hell yeah. And I've had it for $11.99 per book, but if you just get regular monthly, it's $14.99 a credit, but you get extra free stuff. I like it. Go ahead.
Oh, I just was going to say, I tend to wait for the deals too. I'll take it for a few months, and I get a lot of audiobooks from the library, from Seattle Public Library.
Yeah, Greg too. Still,
I do too, because I'm doing King County Library. They have not kicked me off, even though I have not lived in Seattle or Washington for 4 years. I don't know when library cards expire.
I don't think they do.
Because my Libby, I maxed it out on. I like the new way they're doing Libby. Like you can pause your books for up to a year, but I already have my max amount of holds, at least for the audio for Libby. But
yeah, I think it's probably going to be a better system overall because, and I abused it as well, my Libby, by just putting everything in the world on hold. And sometimes by the time it comes up, you're like, oh, why did I want to read that? I don't even remember. So.
Yeah, I like to be pleasantly surprised when they come up. But I've been trying to get to Savage Detectives for like all year. That's one of my books I'm going to do just on my own.
Oh, Bolano?
Yeah. I've only read to 666. Really enjoyed it. Read it a couple times. I know the area a bit, like Sonoran Desert. Been to like Nogales through Tucson, and then Nogales, Mexico, when I lived in Phoenix. But yeah, I've got this book kind of marked up.
So you'd recommend that?
Hate this book too.
I know. I have one friend who that's one of his favorite books, and lately I'm hearing of people who really dislike it. But it's on my.
The thing with 266 is it's kind of 5 novellas, or is it 5 novellas that tell one story, and there's the 4th novella. I think it's just really makes people uneasy.
Yeah, it's all a story about the murders of young women,
drug addicts, and prostitutes.
Yeah, in Mexico, and just one after another. Blah blah.
I try to explain it this way. It's like it's very graphic, and it's essentially murder after murder after murder. And you have to ask, why is he doing this? And the best I can interpret is that when a prostitute is murdered or a drug addict is murdered, nobody cares. Oh, it's just a prostitute. Why care about her?
Yeah, they usually have no family. Or
by continuing on and on, he's going like, each of these murder victims is a person. Who may not have strong related, but she was a person. Why do you just keep dismissing this for what happened to her? So I think that's what he's trying to achieve with that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Now the one difference is that he was not quite finished with this book when he died.
Right.
He was
really?
He was going through his final edits. So he might have struck out a lot of that.
He had a terminal disease that I forget what it was, but he was under pressure to do it. He wanted to leave his family, legacy, and some money. So he packed all the books.
Yeah.
Or the editors did. But it's also a fascinating weave of these critics.
It is. That's the most interesting part.
Yeah, and scholars, and I think the Savage Detectives is kind of like that too. I want to find out. I've been wanting to read it for years, so I'll do. But I don't know. I'll fit it in maybe February because I forgot we're doing like the Elementals in December.
Right. Well, the Elementals is 3 days of reading at the most.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Scott Bryant, the late great Scott Bryant.
Was it Scott Bryant or was it Cliff that recommended it?
Scott.
Oh.
Yeah, I was friends with him. Not so much Cliff. So Scott, recommended that to me. And I buddy read talking about novels I read later in life for the first time. Moby Dick was a group read, him and others just a few years ago. Yeah, I don't know why I waited so long to read that.
Okay. Now, I've also
been enjoying
Dracula this month.
Oh, for the that's a group read, right?
That's a group read with Randy Ray.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So it's I still like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the first really popular vampire novel, although not the first vampire novel.
No. Michelle is on here. We've been watching like movies for October. That's how it started. Then we watched a Nosferatu movie, the one with Willem Dafoe. And
oh yeah,
what is it that where they tell the story of making?
It's about the making of Nosferatu, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting movie. But I've been watching movies. Like, she's in Boston, Michelle.
That's it's kind of like a fictionalized thing. It's not a I saw that. I think it's where the character playing Nosferatu. Yeah, right. It turns out he's an actual vampire.
Yeah,
Max Schreck. Oh, okay.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying October, trying to keep that alive, and
I've read a couple Poe short stories for October.
That's always a good idea.
But the problem is, I really can't make a video. I don't really have anything to say
about the 150-year-old story.
Yeah. Like, I read it.
Yeah.
Read it again.
Read it again. Now, one of the books this month is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Ooh. That is a retelling of the Fall of House of Usher story.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a little different. You have a narrator who's come to visit Madeline Usher instead of Roderick Usher. And there's a little, I won't tell you, but the narrator is very different from the narrator in the short story. That you'll pick up, and it's kind of an interesting twist. And it's the setting is the same. This old, I guess, it's Scotland because near the Tarns, broken down castle, and these people living alone. But T. Kingfisher is adding some more elements to the story that were not in Poe's story.
That sounds pretty intriguing.
It is, and I'm at the point where now everyone here should have read House of Usher by now, where Madeline dies, or we say dies, and the narrator just discovered something. I won't spoil the story, but it's an interesting twist. It's 160 pages long, so it's not a huge commitment. I'm at page 120, I think, something like that. So I'll finish that tonight.
Yeah, that sounds pretty promising. I might have to look that way. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I know. Are you going to review it?
Probably, maybe, I don't know. It's for my in-person book group. What happened is that we were there a couple months ago, and one of the women says, like, why don't we do something spooky for October? And this is not a group that would normally be interested in horror novels.
Oh, okay.
So T. Kingfisher is known as not being a hardcore horror novelist. She's not quite cozy horror, but she's toned down. So you're not going to get blood and guts across the page or anything like that. So my first time with this author. So I know that Book Chat with Pat really likes T. Kingfisher.
Yep, and MJ too.
She was mentioned that she never read horror before, and MJ suggested House with Good Bones. House with Good Bones.
Oh, okay.
Is a very good introduction to the horror genre for someone who does not normally read horror. And I picked What Moved the Dead because I knew I'd be doing October and I wanted to do the Fall House of Usher.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a good combination. So we'll see. We'll see what my book group thinks on Thursday.
Okay.
Where do you guys meet? In someone's home or at the library or?
We have a number of different meeting places. No, I live in a 55 plus community. So we have a lodge and we do have rooms that you can go to. The problem is that we're a private group. So we cannot reserve a room because we're a private group. You can only reserve a room if you're open to the public and anyone can come in. And we decided not to have it open to anyone. So sometimes we have to do it on the outside. They have like a dining area, picnic area. At this time of the year, it's going to be too cold to be sitting out there.
Yeah.
But during the summer, it's perfectly fine. So then we have the library, which we can reserve a room. We've tried doing it in restaurants once or twice. Order a meal and then talk about the book, and it doesn't work out as well that way.
I just always assumed it was in people's homes and houses.
Well, Kingfisher sounds like a real find. I'm more leaning towards the less graphic horror as I get older. So maybe.
Well, I think, as I said, I think T. Kingfisher is going to fit that bill. I still have to finish the book, but I think it will.
I think you're far enough along that you could be safe in saying that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky and weird, but not gross.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes harder to do than just to throw a bunch of gore in.
It's very hard to do right.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, because I listened to the Fall of House of Usher twice this month, and Poe really gets that claustrophobic feeling of being in that old house down very well. And T. Kingfisher does not quite get there.
Okay.
Now comparing yourself to Poe is like, okay.
That's pretty high standard.
Oh, that's not saying anything bad.
Right. Yeah. It's a standard no one can come up to.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of creeped out rereading the Cask of Amontillado, where he basically walls in the guy.
Yeah.
And the guy is finally, it's dawning on him what's happening, and he tries to say, "Oh, good joke you pulled on me. All right, it's a good one." But after the story is over, I found myself thinking, like somebody discovers this skeleton chained up one day
Well, maybe they broke down the wall in 100 years, Now, as I remember, the last line
during
is
renovations.
For 50 years, he has not been discovered. So it's like.
And then to do that to somebody and have it on your conscience forever, how could you,
Well, that's the whole point. This guy had no conscience and no.
Yeah, no conscience.
He had no concerns about walling up Fortunato. Now, what's curious is I listened to it on a road trip with my wife, and she says, wasn't Fortunato missed? Weren't people asking what happened to him?
That's a good point. It's not really mentioned, is it?
No, other than he'd been missing for 50 years and no one's found him.
Huh?
But then again, the story was set. Now, it was written in the 1830s or 1840s or something around there.
Right.
And it was obvious that it was earlier in the century, like 1700s or something. And maybe people weren't that concerned about people disappearing back then. Oh.
Well, people used to disappear a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know, did they just go out west, or did someone throw them in the over the embankment?
Mm-hmm. And Fortunato probably had more enemies than just the narrator.
Yeah, exactly.
Constance, I'll have her for lunch. My favorite William Dafoe. I don't know where that's from.
Oh, that's from the film we were talking about. It's so hard to remember the name of, the Nosferatu film. Shadow of the Vampire. There it is. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was the name of the film, yeah.
Defoe is perfect. Alan was beside himself when Defoe ate the bat.
Yeah. That was...
T. Kingfisher seems to skip over most genres and rarely seems to have a bad book. Okay.
Oh, great. Another recommendation then from Jenny. That's good.
Blasted
I'm gonna have
Rules.
to check her out.
Clear Anarchy, says Michelle. I guess that's the rules of the lodge saying you can't reserve the room. First rule of book club. You do not talk about book club. I talk about my book club all the time.
But no names.
No names. History of a White Whale by Louis Spavolva is a wonderful novella told from the point of view of Mocha, the inspiration for Moby Dick. I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah, that's new to me too. That sounds great.
Let me write that down. Hold on for 1 second. All right.
When did that come out?
I have no idea. I just wrote it down.
Right.
You'd have to ask a Libro.
I was. If they're still here.
Psychological horror is terrific for me. No gore required.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like extreme horror. I don't know why I say that. I haven't really read it. I know I don't like movies like Saw or
the torture movies. Yeah.
So here's something I did not know. Libro says Julio Cortázar, who translated Poe into Spanish, wrote haunting psychological horror stories. Yeah, he's most famously known for his novel Hopscotch.
Hopscotch, yeah.
Do you know about Hopscotch, Pete?
A bit. I've never read it. I know the I know the conceit that you can read it different ways.
Yes. I read it. I mean, it's pretty good, but I kept thinking, what if I'm missing something?
Right.
Like, what happens if there's I think they said there's a chapter that you cannot get to. Following
interesting.
I don't know if that's true or not.
And how would we know? I guess you would just have to pile drive through, and I'm going to read. I'm not going to skip any page, no matter what the instructions are.
I guess
then
maybe
you can find a hidden chapter.
2 ways, just beginning to end, and then mark down where you go and match it up at the end.
Yeah, I've always wanted to read it, but in fact, a couple of years ago, I almost bought it on. But I thought, since I'm mostly reading ebooks, I don't know if that would.
I have it
be
on ebook.
Feasible on ebook.
I did it.
Was it?
It works fine because there's a link at the bottom of the page. Go to this chapter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I don't understand. I've read Blow Up, that short story. I read a few of his short stories a long time ago, though. But I need to get.
I remember. Did he?
Someday. There's
some kind of lizard or salamander, naquatl or something. It's some sort of salamander lizard. He has a story with that in the title.
Oh, really? It rings a bell, but I'm not sure.
I remember reading the story and thought it was a pretty darn good short story, but that was like 20 years ago.
Same. For the few short stories that I read by him were, I think, 20 years ago.
Riff Raffs, David Mitchell's History of English Kings, as funny as his show. He's having a conversation with someone else.
Mm.
All right. It's called Unruly. Libro. Robert Louis Stevenson also wrote interesting horror and psychological stories. My favorite is The Suicide Club.
Yeah, Stevenson's great.
Yep. I've read his story, The Body Snatcher.
Yes, yeah.
And Kidnapped and Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
I think that's my extent of Robert and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, of course.
I have a copy of that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is actually a pretty good novella.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite is apparently when he wrote it, he wrote a version in like a fever, like in 3 or 4 days, and then showed it to his wife. And his wife was so horrified at that story that he burned the manuscript. Then his wife said,
really?
I didn't want you to burn it. I just said, and so he had to rewrite it from scratch. Now one of the rumors is that when Dr. Jekyll became Mr. Hyde in the first draft, he went out for a lot of homosexual liaisons.
Oh, geez.
So they cut that out.
I guess he just did not put that back into the second draft. But this was Victorian. This is Victorian London.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fear of that.
Yeah, it probably would have been pretty hard to sell.
Probably would be hard to publish.
No, I just also reread Portrait of Dorian Gray this month.
Dorian Gray. Yeah, I love that one.
I just bought that again. Yeah, I'm going to reread that too. That's a terrific one.
Now here's what's interesting. I figured this. I only learned this after I reread it. Is that when Oscar Wilde submitted his manuscript, his editor made him cut some scenes that were. I mean, it's clear to me that Dorian Gray was a homosexual in that book, but it was a lot more explicit in the first. And they cut out those scenes. So there is an edition that puts those scenes back in.
Oh, I wonder which one I've read. I think I've probably just read the cut version because that's probably what's available on.
Yeah, that's the one I've read. I've read the cut version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it here. I'm gonna try and read it in Spanish.
Oh,
it's gonna take me like a year. I've got this one. These are like, one of these cheap like Barnes and Noble reissues of. I don't know if it's going to say anything about whether it's uncut or not, but I think it's the kind of thing in the cut version, the generally available one. It's kind of the thing like if you know. Like you read the story and it's very obvious.
It is. I mean, it's so clear.
Right. Yeah. But probably not if you're not.
If I to ask her what he was about.
Right. If you don't know the history, or maybe you're reading it, and I mean, I remember seeing the film, one film version of it as a kid, and I had no idea of the subtext.
Right.
I'm probably not going to find anything in there, but anyway, yeah, it's a great book. It's very short too. It's very tightly written.
It is.
I read it in 24 hours once and blogged it, and even when somebody gave me a notebook for this guy, doesn't have a channel anymore, but he was real popular, and we had a contest who could read it fastest or some shit.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was fun. This was years ago.
I know that Conan Doyle really admired it.
Holmes is where the heart is. February.
Whale came out a few years in Spanish. I don't know if it has been translated yet. Okay.
Okay, well, we'll check out your channel.
Well,
channel.
I would have a real tough time trying to read something in Spanish. I could force myself to read like a children's book, maybe, but not an adult book.
Damn it. That's why I'm going to check out the review. That might be my way to do it. I mean, I could read a couple of Spanish books a year, and I've been studying Spanish since I was 18, and I can barely read. So I'm still hoping.
Well, you must be enjoying yourself in Madrid then, like going to restaurants and you just order in the language and talk and.
No. No. One thing I've learned from my travels is I am a homebody, so I don't go out to a lot of restaurants. I mean, I talk to people on the street and things. I talked to this nice couple who's staying in the same Airbnb next door. They're from Argentina and from Argentina. I mean,
yeah.
And I can get a little far, but I am terrible at it. I'm terrible speaking, and I just try to get a little better each year, and that's all I can do, I guess. I'm gonna hire once I get settled someplace. I'm gonna go to a school, a language school, get some tutors online and that. But I can read like a newspaper, say, but they talk very fast, and sometimes I'll catch on to what they say like a few minutes later, and I can't have a flowing conversation.
No, I mean it's I mean, I know a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of French.
Yeah,
but it's like when we hire housekeepers and they speak Spanish, and I can sometimes understand a little bit of what they say.
Yeah,
but it sounds like they're speaking really, really fast, even though they're speaking in a normal tone like us in English. Of course,
right.
Non-English speakers think we're talking really fast. And it's hard to get it in your ear and into your brain and make it make sense, because for me, I don't truly understand the language. I'm translating it into English.
Right.
It's very different from being fluent and understanding it as a foreign language or a natural language. And I saw a short video of someone saying, how do you say to eat, the verb to eat in English? All the ways you can conjugate to eat into English. There's eat, there's eaten, there's ate. That's basically, but then they do it in Spanish.
Yeah.
It has, 20 congregations? Something like that.
Exactly. And I try and stay away from the method I use is called comprehensible input, where you just watch simple videos. You can Google it, go into YouTube and type in whatever language, then comprehensible input, and you'll find simple videos where they start out, they speak very slow. In the lower levels, they'll use props, like they'll talk about their glasses and they'll be holding glasses. So you learn it that way, and gradually you learn it without the grammar. But in terms of flipping it over to start producing it, not quite there yet. When I have to, I have to. I had to do a couple things here. I had to buy a new phone battery, and I had to go do a DHL thing, and both times with people didn't speak any English, and it was extremely satisfying to get through those daily tasks. It's like, at least I can do this if I have to, but
cool.
There's pointing, there's smiling, there's just being patient, and like if they're willing to be patient, because in Madrid people don't speak a lot of English compared to other places I've traveled in Europe.
So the book Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh yes, well, I don't know if they still have it, but the old Signet Jekyll and Hyde Classic had the Nabokov lecture on Jekyll and Hyde as like the introduction to it.
Really?
The little one, it's either Tor or Signet or one of those, probably from the 80s. Oh, you guys, they've gone to the shelves.
I wonder if I have it here.
You might have it. It's
really good. I just have Nabokov.
Oh, it's probably in there. It's because it's excerpted from those. I love those collections.
It says Stevenson
Andor.
at the very end.
The Andor. No, it's not Signet. Andor.
Oh. Well, it might not have even been Signet. I just remember it was one of those inexpensive editions that different classic companies used to put out.
Oh yeah, it's got it in here.
Nice.
So I should
it's a good read because it's about the whatever you call it, I don't know, topography. It's about the layout of the house and Dr. Jekyll going in one way and people. It's a very interesting take on the novel.
Okay. Well, I will eventually reread Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because that's such a good book.
Yeah, it's one that repays rereading. I think I read it last October. I've read it reread it fairly recently.
I read it in 23 or 24. A reread. So
yeah. It's one of those perennials.
It's like almost like one of those novels everyone thinks they've read, but might not have. Like I've never read Frankenstein or
you never read Frankenstein?
No, not Mary Shelley. But I read Dean Koontz, his 3 novels.
His Frankenstein novels?
Yeah, God, 20 years ago.
So what's the premise is that the creature survives the flow in the North Pole and comes down to civilization or something?
Oh, in the Koontz?
In the Koontz.
Can't remember. I mean, I enjoyed them.
Weren't they a TV show, like a cable show that he pitched and didn't sell, and then so he turned it into books? Isn't that what I read about that?
I don't know. I didn't hear that one.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Hey, you might be right. I like Dragon Tears. Dad sent me a copy of it, but I've read that. It's like a fond memory book. When I was
Dragon Tears?
Yeah, when I was a kid, like junior high.
Yeah, I read that in my 20s.
I don't remember that one. I did read a bunch of the early Koontz books that are.
It's a TikTok one. He can stop time and like turn a cop's gun and point to his head, and the cop will wake up going, "Oh, what happened?"
Well, yeah,
kind of cool.
Well, he has a. Do I miss having bookshelves? Yes. I didn't think I would, but I hate it. It's one of the reasons I want to settle down eventually. I thought originally when I retired 2.5 years ago that I'll just travel, stay in Airbnbs forever and 3 months at a time, whatever. But I'm finding I do want to have a home base. So I'm working on that in the next couple of years, and then I'll start buying books again.
Do you have an area where you want to settle? Do you know?
Well, I have a couple things that I'm looking into in South America, but I got to go first. I'm leaving. I'm going to South America next month.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll be there the next couple of years, I think. So there's a couple different places I want. I don't want to jinx it by saying where, but there's a couple different countries I want to check out specifically. And
yeah.
There's a lot of different residency rules you have to look into, but a lot easier than moving to Europe unless you're wealthy.
Cool.
Well, my wife and I often talk about the political situation in the United States, and if we had to leave, where would we want to go? Obviously, we'd want to go to Canada, but I don't think Canada is going to take 60 or late 50, 60-year-old retirees. And where else would we go? I mean, the number one country right now, oddly enough, is Portugal. Is that
popular with Americans?
Yeah,
it's because it is possible to do. It's not like Canada, where I hear people all the time saying they're moving to Canada, and I tell them, well, good luck. You better look at their residency requirements.
You have to have a very highly skilled job that they want.
Yeah,
they don't want retirees.
Yeah, a lot of people move to Canada.
Another one,
yeah,
is Ireland. Is that you can't get residency. Very hard to get a resident, but you can stay there if you have money to pay.
Oh, interesting. All these countries have their own political ups and downs. That's another factor that people have to look in. There's places I want to go in Latin America that are less politically stable than they used to be, and some are more politically stable. And a lot of governments in Europe are right wing. People don't necessarily think about they may be going into a situation that's more similar to the United States than they think. So it's good to take your time and explore things. But I think a lot of people seem happy with. A lot of Americans seem happy with Portugal. I'm right there, and I'm not even getting a chance to go.
And
great
Portuguese
things about
language
Costa Rica.
is not the most difficult to learn. I mean, it's
similar to Spanish.
It is very. I mean, as I understand it, is that if you speak Portuguese or Spanish, you put them two in the room, you can communicate.
Yeah,
I mean, not perfectly, but you can talk.
There's different channels I watch. I've watched channels with Spanish people or Latin people, like say from Argentina or whoever, going to Brazil and showing how they communicate, and it's very doable. So you'd probably just have to shift your French and Spanish experience over to Portuguese.
Yeah, I have Duolingo on my phone, and I've been practicing some Portuguese. I mean, I'm basically at the point where I can say "oi," which is hello. It's like in Isu Gregorio or something.
Right.
Not much more complicated than that, but it will take time.
Yeah. And is it? So it's pretty serious. It's a pretty serious idea that you're looking into now.
Well, I really don't want to, just because I own my own house outright. That's a huge benefit.
Yeah,
it is. I have 4 cats, and taking 4 cats to Europe, my wife said, "Oh, they'll let you bring them," and I'm going like, I think you may get 1 or 2 at the most.
Yeah.
And then I have to decide which one do I leave behind. Or which ones do I leave behind?
Teddy.
What?
You gotta take Teddy. No.
I don't know. I mean,
well, it's a big factor for people. I know I want to have a dog very badly. And I've seen people travel with dogs, but I don't think I could travel with a dog. And if I'm going to settle down, I want to make sure I'm really settled down before I got any pets that I would have to bored someplace. Or my parents, when we were kids, they would always get animals, and then they would get rid of them after 3 or 4 months, and it was just it's like not a good memory for me. So
it's horrible what people do. I mean, you hear about pets just abandoned.
Yeah,
like how they leave and kick the cat outside and say, "Fend for yourself."
Wow, yeah, that's horrible.
I just don't understand that. So as much as I'd love to have a pet, I just don't want to. I want to make sure I have the ability to do it long term, and make a real commitment. So
yeah, I hear you. Me too.
Definitely.
And that is the thing you have to figure out, like you said, Greg, about traveling.
Yep. Oh, constantly
relocating. I mean,
I know. So that's really kind of a last option where I'm thinking, okay, ICE is finished with the immigrants. Let's get rid of the political dissidents.
Yeah.
That's when I got to pack. Of course, then it may be too late to pack up and move.
Yeah. What can I say? But I think people would be surprised if they move over here that the Americans they encounter overseas are just as divided. There's still two groups. There's a lot of Trump people over here, and so you might be better off living where you are, where you're comfortable, where you have a good community. But you'd have to watch it year by year. I can say I didn't move for any particular political reason. I moved during the middle of the Biden administration, and I moved because it was time for me to move because family things and finance and everything all lined up. But I think it's something people should think about because I'm not very excited about going back to the United States right now. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm just happy enough being here, although I think I personally would probably be fine.
What about Italy? Have you made it to Italy at all? Croatia?
When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I traveled a lot. People our age probably remember that it was not as difficult back then. If you could put a few bucks away, and you were young and didn't have a lot of commitments, you could travel pretty well. So I traveled. I went on a couple trips to Italy, and nice. I loved it. It's an incredible place to be. But this trip, I didn't get around to it. But it's amazing.
Michelle, in some EU countries will grant visas if you can prove ancestral lineage. My father is French, so the only problem is that they make you take a French test.
Yeah.
And my French is not good enough to pass a French test.
I had a friend. Well, her situation might have been different because she married a Frenchman, and she did have to take a French test eventually, but she was allowed to live there and take classes and stuff.
So they say you have interest, you can learn the language. Maybe.
I think I do know someone else someone I watch online, a travel channel, who gave up on her Italian. She just said it's just too hard. I can't get all this paperwork done. I can't jump through all these hoops. So it is possible to do, but there are quite a few steps. Unless you're Rosie O'Donnell, then you probably just write a big check and then you can go live in Ireland.
Well, that's the thing is I was looking into like Scotland. And if you invest in a business, you can stay there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you have to invest, but that might be I mean, at least for Scotland, for me, I basically speak the language, and a little bit different, but problem is my wife would just totally hate the weather out there.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't blink an eye at Scottish weather.
I was there once. I also went there. I stayed in Aberdeen. It was the same trip, early trip. I loved it. It's beautiful up there.
It is. It would be beautiful. I think it'd be beautiful.
It's
and
incredible.
I would split up my 401k. Say here's a couple $100,000. Let me in.
Yeah.
So, what kind of business could I invest in?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I can invest in a bookstore.
There you go.
The owner is struggling and say, hey, I'm an investor. I'll be the owner investor. You run the bookstore, and just say,
you might be onto something there.
You can keep the profits. Give it to the staff. Just let me stay.
Give me the residency. Yeah.
Give me or I guess it's not right. It's permission to stay. They don't kick you out of the country.
Okay. Yeah. Well, every country is different, and the other thing I wasn't aware of before I started traveling is their rules change all the time, all the time. 2 years ago it was much easier to get into Spain than it is now, and
I fantasize about Ireland, but I just fantasize about falling in love and getting married, and But I'm going to go visit as soon as I financially able to, which isn't all that hard if I would just get my lazy butt working again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be easy to get like a part-time Christmas job, but if you look online, it makes it really hard. It's not like the old days where you just like looking at classified ads and make an appointment, and you have a meeting with somebody. And
it's insane apparently what people have to go through, and they're like, what do you mean you only sent out 150 resumes? You have to send out 1,000 now to get one interview, and it's tough
for a part-time little stupid gig.
Yeah, a lot of things are very bureaucratized now, or and you don't even know you're sending your resume in, and some AI is rejecting it. You don't even know anybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of scams and.
Look at Michelle. Canada's recruiting in my industry and offering go.
There you go. What's her industry?
I think she questioned below. What industry?
Oh, okay. Everybody's interested.
I think Canada's recruiting in general. Industry, sorry. Michelle says software compliance biotech. Okay, that sounds complicated and niche enough that they'd want it. I was just a computer programmer. I don't know if they'd want regular old computer programmers.
Maybe
we're Scottish, yet my uncle likes Trump. Totally confuses me given everything he's done, even here, let alone in the U. Well, he owns a golf course out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, they hated him for building it too. That was on 60 Minutes, I think. They did a big story about it somewhere about, they don't like him over in Scotland.
Well, some people do. People, everyone I meet here, half the people, I've sat through arguments. I've sat passively through arguments.
He had some backlash on that golf course he built there. A lot of people didn't want him to build, or he built on sacred land, or something like that. There's a lot of controversy about it at the time, I remember.
I mean, I'm sure the people, the regular people didn't like it, but I'm sure there's a lot of business interests that did like it.
Yeah,
they're everywhere. Is
right.
I've sat through argument, and it's very much on people's mind. I've sat through arguments in Albania where people are arguing for and against Trump. That they're all Albanians, and there's some on each side, and there's some think it's good for them. They're thinking from the Albanian perspective. So it's a big issue all over the world, but people don't always have our same views about it. And there are a lot of conservatives who left during the Biden era that are traveling around that thought Biden was going to destroy the world. And that's their perspective. Doesn't make sense to me, but they're out there, and you'll run into a lot of people like that because you'll be outside most of us. I was from Seattle. Alan's in Portland. You were from Seattle too, right, Greg? Or
I was from Maryland and Virginia. Moved to Seattle area for 17 years, and then my wife wanted to move back.
Right. And then so you might, if you came out here, you might meet more Trump people than you will at home.
Interesting.
Which is something to think about.
Okay.
It kind of stirs the pot again, because there are a lot of people who are on each side. So if you don't live in Texas, you might not see them, many of them. But if you go over here, you'll meet people from Texas. One way to put it. So.
Well, Jenny says, we have one of the prettiest countries. Not that I'm biased.
And her next one is cool.
Aberdeen, born and bred.
It's a beautiful town, beautiful city. Or at least it was 40 years ago. I'm sure it still is.
Well, I'll have to check if that's true. If I can buy into a business or invest into a business, and just let the business people do their business.
Yeah. And in terms of Europe being expensive, all I can say is I've been to Sweden, Finland, Spain, Albania. None of them are as expensive as Seattle. None of them.
Oh.
In terms of growth, maybe alcohol is more expensive because of taxes and things like that. But going into the first place I landed was in Finland, and I thought, well, I'll be prepared for high cost foods and everything. And I go in the grocery stores, everything's cheaper than Seattle because our prices have gone up so high in the past few years. And I think people complain about prices over here too, but it's probably as comparable to the United States. Whatever you're paying now, you could probably find a place in Europe with the same affordability.
Yeah, probably so. Oh, Leslie's here.
Hey, Leslie.
Just listening while she's at work.
Where's Leslie?
Leslie?
Hi, Leslie. Who else is there?
Kicked people off their lands and their homes to build a course that no one wanted or uses. Now, of course, barely breaks even if it does. There is a horror novel called The Haar, Haar, by David Sodergren. It features a Trump-like figure attempting to kick people off their land. And it focuses like a woman or a widower or a widow in her 70s, and she doesn't want to leave her house, and she's being intimidated by it's not named Trump in the book, of course, for
right.
defamation point of view, but it's Trump and his son. And then she meets a sea monster.
Oh,
what's this called?
The Haar, Haar. It's on Kindle. You may be able to get a paper, but it's cheap on Kindle.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
I like books where the main character's older.
Yes, me too.
It's just I identify with them a lot more than the younger people. But let's just say she meets up with a sea monster who is not too friendly with the Trump people.
That's good. So this is it's
a horror novel. What?
So this is modern era Trump, not 80s Trump, right?
Right.
Because you said he has a son. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. So it's pretty recent. That's good. That sounds pretty. I want to check that out.
It's pretty good. Now, he is an independent author. Some of his books do get rather gross. I know you don't like extreme horror, but some of him do get rather extreme. I don't remember this one being as extreme as some of his other books.
Yeah, I do still read some extreme stuff. I'm just more excited to look for the quiet horror.
Me too.
Yep.
But the other stuff is good too.
Oh, Jenny's added the horror to her book. Well, Jenny, tell me what you think if you read it. It's a good one. All right, Pete, we're at 1 hour and 40 minutes. My voice is losing its steam.
Yeah, I have to get up and close the windows. It's freezing in here.
Greg?
What?
You gonna open your presents?
Oh, my present. That's right. I had a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Greg.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to.
Aaron sent me some birthday gifts. Hold on. He sent me this package, this card, and this package. So we'll go ahead and open the packages and see what we
this
got.
is exciting.
Yeah.
Famous unboxing and gifting after the live stream.
All right.
Were you doing the book?
I'm doing this one. I think that is a picture in the other box. Oh, it's a big ass book.
Oh yeah, I want to get that up on eBay. It's currently I don't know if you have that one.
All right, let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks a little naughty.
It's currently going. There's one for $79.
Motel fetish.
What the heck?
I'm not going to show you any of the pictures.
Here's one for $89. There's a bunch on eBay.
You don't want to get demonetized.
Pictures are a little naughty. Oh,
I don't know if you have that one, Greg. Do you have that?
I don't have it.
What is it? What is the concept?
I don't know. It says motel fetish. In a dimly lit room behind a locked door, they fall prey to their mutual obsessions. And go there. Oh, the print's too small for me to read without eyeglasses.
Yeah, it's probably not for the print anyway.
Yeah, well, let's just say there's no text. There is some text in here. I'm sorry, there is a little bit of text in the beginning, but there is mostly photography with nudity. So I will not be showing that.
Cigarettes and some mostly have lingerie. I only look
there's some full nudity in here.
Oh yeah.
We will not show that and upset algorithm. Now this seems to be some sort of huge card. All right, Alan, what is this one?
I don't know how it's around.
More books.
Yeah, that might mean something to you someday.
Oh, this is our list of guests.
Yeah, for the past couple of years.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, look at that.
Post it on there.
What?
I've got a video I'll put out tonight of me making it.
Okay. Cool. This is actually kind of cool. This is like your handwritten notes of all of our guests and planning.
Oh, wow.
That's really Alan, that's really kind of neat.
I did that listening to William Burroughs.
Cool.
I did a video on it, like a 5-minute little video too. I'll post it tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, happy birthday.
Cool.
Happy birthday, Greg.
It has some stickers in it and stuff. But,
you just need tea, Greg, and you'll be fine for another you got a little bit of tea.
Jenny wants to go into hour 3.
Happy birthday from Germany. Thank you.
That reminds you about all the friends you have.
Yep. Jenny's in a fellow Scorpio.
Yep, Scorpio. Greg's tarot card is number 13, Death. Really good card. People are, of course, afraid of it, but it's one of the good cards.
So they're saying the horror sound. Yeah, I really enjoyed that little horror novel.
Well, I got like three on here. I got the Moby Dick book, if it's translated, and we got the horror, and What was the other book we talked about it quite a bit? Was
History of the White Whale.
Yeah, History of the White Whale. And who knows? Might be translated. And there was one other book I wrote down here. The woman who wrote the book about based on the Poe story.
Oh, What Moves the Dead.
What Moves the Dead? Okay, I don't. So that's 3 recommendations I got out of this.
Yeah, I got some good ones on here too.
It was a good show. Nice. We barely go over like an hour and a half anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn into another Gareth and Dave going 4 hours.
Gareth and Dave. Oh, they do a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's what we're too focused, and we get down to business, and
Yep.
Well,
all right.
I had fun.
Thanks, Pete.
Well, Pete,
thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks to everyone in the chat room for showing up. I like it because we got a very different group of people tonight. That's always good to see more people. Mm-hmm. And Alan, who's our guest next week?
Who's our? I think Albert the
Albert the Conjugator. Yes.
Oh,
I'll have to get in touch with him.
That's a new one to me. I'll have to look for that.
No, he's been on once before. And then the 10th, book time with Ryan. Say he'll do on the 10th.
Oh, very nice.
He's a smaller channel the first time on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very cool. Well, that's new to me then too.
With Ryan, but I'll.
Yep.
Well, could hardly be smaller than me, but
I think he's about 800.
Oh, I'm way below that.
How many subscribers do you have now, Pete?
I think like 250.
Oh, I thought you had more than that. But I remember.
I know. I didn't want to say anything, or you wouldn't have me on.
Yeah, right.
We invite small channels.
I'm kidding.
I remember 300 was a big deal.
No, 257.
Yeah.
I stopped making videos for about 6 months. That didn't help.
True.
Yeah. But it's okay because I'm not going to monetize, so it doesn't really matter.
You might hit a viral video.
Yeah.
I mean, the one I did Monday it was Tuesday for Read What You Own challenge is close to 9,000 views.
Yeah, it's good.
Which is almost twice what Criminale got. And I can't understand
amazing.
it. Now, I have a theory is because I was very close to the 5,000 subscriber mark.
Uh-huh.
And it was close to my birthday. I wonder if the algorithm looks at those kind of things and go, this is an important date. Let's promote a video for this person. Oh, he's close to the subscriber. Let's promote a video. I don't know.
Interesting.
Because my video was just ordinary, had nothing special about it, other than the algorithm picked it up.
That's great, though.
Here's a suggestion.
Okay.
Close to your birthday, if you're near it, make a video and just try to coordinate and see if the algorithm gives you that gift.
Okay, well, that's February 3rd, so I have plenty of time to plan for it, and we'll see if it happens.
Maybe it will.
In December.
Alan, you should try it.
Try it. See what happens. Yeah.
You never know.
It's fine, though. I'm getting more views as related to subscribers, so that's more important anyway. Eventually, the views will get there.
Oh, well, here you go. Here you go, Pete. Leslie. Hey. Both subscribe, so you got at least 2 more.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Out here networking. I'm
all right.
Glomming off the celebrity of you guys. Anyway, thanks. But just to say thanks so much for having me again. I really
it was great.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fun.
Okay. So everyone, have a great day, whatever time it is in your part of the world. Talk to you guys later.